pitches early. And how about a win? His last win in the big leagues way back on May 23rd for Porcello.
Sinker is in there for a strike as we start this one tonight. 0-1 on Dwayne Wise. It is a gorgeous night this evening. Two teams will play a double dip tomorrow to wrap up the series as Porcello misses 1 ball and 1 strike.
And one of the reasons why Porcello was so good against Cleveland, he was first pitch strikes on the majority of the hitters that he faced that night.
1-2,
which is always a very good remedy for success.
Porcello working quickly. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped slowly past the pitcher. Going to be a tough play. Guillen a little bit late.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively, always presented by Beaumont Hospitals. They can throw that baseball in the outfield. As a matter of fact, they've got 19 outfield assists, which is second most in the American League. And they also do a pretty nice job behind the dish. Gerald Laird and also Alex Avila. They have been money throwing that ball down the second.
Here is Yunel Escobar. He is enjoying a 5-game hitting streak right now, and since joining the Toronto Blue Jays, batting .429. He's having a tough go at it offensively over in the National League with Atlanta. Shows bunt, and Porcello rides him up high, 1-0.
Sometimes a change of scenery is good, and apparently the change of scenery has paid dividends for the Toronto Blue Jays and for Yunel Escobar.
Escobar with 7 RBIs in 5 games with Toronto. His potential has never been questioned. And a couple of pretty good years under Bobby Cox with the Atlanta Braves. Porcello in search of a ground ball here. Wise down there at first base has stolen twice, hasn't been caught this year. Blue Jays come in as the top home run hitting team in the major leagues. Snap throw and the runner back.
Nice job by Porcello, knowing how important it is to keep Wise over at first base because he throws so many ground balls. He would love to get himself a double play here in the first inning.
Escobar asking for time.
As a matter of fact, last year Porcello had the second best ground ball to fly ball ratio in the American League.
Runner goes and a bouncing ball to short. Worth will think about it, but he'll get the out at first base. They stay out of the double play. Escobar is out 6-3. Wise moves up into scoring position.
It's a nice job by the youngster Danny Worth. No harm in at least attempting or looking to possibly get the force at second. And then he realized that Wise was already in his slide, so he just took the put out over at first.
Here is Jose Bautista, the right fielder. 1 for 4 with a double in the opener a couple of days ago. And a strike called up with the right hand goes Dan Iasonia.
He's not hitting many singles this year, is Bautista, and that's why the batting average is at 238. But he's got 26 big flies, which leads the American League.
Bautista is also 3rd in the American League in extra base hits. Porcello misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, because of the low batting average, you knew the risk numbers would be very low. That's runners in scoring position.
Two and one.
Going inside today, if you're Porcello or Markham, the right-hander starting for the Blue Jays, you better get in there because there's a pretty good wind blowing at a pretty brisk pace out to left field. Anything up in the air has got a chance of traveling out of here today.
Skies are clear, but it is windy up there toward left field. And Porcello missing high now, 3 balls and 1 strike.
I like the fact that he threw a breaking ball there and a fastball count. And just didn't have a good feel for that one, but you can't be discouraged. You have to continue to throw your changeup and your breaking balls to these Toronto Blue Jays early in the game.
And he walked him. Well, Porcello, the base on balls had never really been a problem for him. When he was struggling, it was all the hits that he was giving up, and that is a walk here. Just his 7th in his last 34 innings in the big leagues.
He was averaging over 11 hits per 9 innings before going down to the minor leagues. That's a lot of traffic to pitch in.
And again, no walks in that start against the Cleveland Indians. Now he's got to deal with Vernon Wells with 2 on and 1 out. Wells at 272. There was a time last year and a couple of years ago, as a matter of fact, they were booing Vernon Wells in Toronto. He was really scuffling. Had signed that big 7-year deal, and boy, they're not booing him these days. He's having a nice year.
He's finally healthy again. Last couple of years, Vernon, assortment of different nagging injuries that prevented him from playing the kind of baseball that he's capable of playing.
That one is boxed by Laird. Move the runners up.
That's a tough break because Wells had grounded into 10 double plays already this year, which leads their team. But now that situation no longer presents itself. Looked like a good 2-seam fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Good late life, and Laird gets down to block it. And caroms off his left shoulder, trickles about 5 feet away from him, but far enough for the base runners to advance.
I said Laird boxed that. He did not. Indeed, it was in the ground and off his chest protector. There's a ground ball left side. Worth will come to first with it. That'll score the run. And Wells gets an RBI. Scoring on the play is Wise.
And Cito Gaston, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, for the most part, they do not run. They play pretty much station-to-station baseball, smash-mouth kind of baseball with all their doubles and home runs. But he put Wise in motion. Yunel Escobar grounded out, and that put the runner in scoring position, and that has led to them scoring their very first run here today.
It's going to bring up Adam Lind now with 2 away. The Jays have taken a 1-0 lead. Lind batting just .217. Lifts that one in the air toward left field. Rayburn is on the move, and that is that for Toronto. They get a run. They do it on 1 hit, 1 man left. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Austin Jackson will be starting things off for the Tigers. Tigers lineup presented by Big Boy tonight. It's Jackson, Rayburn, and Ordonez in the top 3. Cabrera is cleaning up in his last 4. How about a 529 clip? Brennan Bosch is back in right field. Carlos Guillen playing second base. And your bottom 3 tonight features Laird, Kelly, and then Danny Worth. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Sean Markham of the Blue Jays. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Sean has had 10 starts after a Blue Jays loss, and he has won 7 of those starts and lost 2. This guy has a good feel for pitching. Not going to light up the radar gun, but he's going to show you good fastball, a good breaking ball, outstanding changeup. But he does struggle against right-handed batters. Righties hit him at a 297 clip. Left-handers are under 200 against Markham.
Austin Jackson has hit safely in his last 7 consecutive games. Batting a solid .308. Follows that one off the mask.
And Markham had a little stint on the disabled list with some elbow tenderness. He came back and made a start 5 days ago and had to leave in that start because of some blister issues. But this guy knows how to pitch, as I said, in a real good feel for pitching.
And he has been good after Blue Jay losses this year. 7-2 in his 10 starts following a Blue Jay defeat. Jackson 1 for 4 with an RBI in this series.
Well, they say that Markham struggles with his breaking ball against right-handers, and that's why he is yielding close to a 300 batting average against the right-handers. But against left-handers, he's got a tremendous changeup, and it's been a real good swing and miss pitch for him against the lefties.
That one missed outside. 2-2.
But 89 miles an hour is about all you're going to get out of Markham.
Born in Kansas City, Missouri, 28 years old, Sean Markham.
My wife was born in Kansas City, Missouri.
Nice town. Yes, sir. Swing and a miss. Jackson down on strikes.
Let's take a look at the Jays defensively in this ball game tonight. You've got Wise and Wells and Bautista in the outfield. In the infield, you've got Encarnacion, you've got Escobar, Hill, and Overbay, and they have a .987 fielding percentage, which is third in the American League. That's pretty good.
Well, Johnny Damon was supposed to start the ball game last night and would have if the Tigers played, but Johnny wasn't feeling too well when he got to the ballpark today. So Ryan Rayburn was inserted into the 2 slot and playing in left field. Strike 1 on Rayburn, 1 for 4 in this series. Fights that one off 0-2. Blue Jays coming into play at 500. They're 48-48. Tigers have 50 wins. They're 6 over. Blue Jays, it seems, year after year can put out some really good talent, some good teams that can really hit. They've had some tremendous pitching come through there, but they always have to deal with the Red Sox and the Yankees, and in recent times now, Tampa Bay. Swing and a miss, and Rayburn is out on strikes. 2 away. And it's a final from Oakland. Chicago beaten up today by the Athletics. That's good news. Right now the Tigers, as we stand, 2 back.
Already a couple of outstanding breaking balls to get a couple of strikeouts here from Markham, and they said that's the pitch he had been struggling with.
Ordonez has been bothered by a sore ankle, so he is DHing these days. Maglio hitting .301.
Can't take that bat out of the lineup. If you can walk, you can play. Especially in this part of the season, everybody's got a little nagging injury. Something's hurting everybody.
59 driven in this year for Maglio. Nice bounce back year in terms of his power production. There's a strike at the outer edge, 0-2. Ordonez on Monday night picked up the 500th RBI of his career in a Tigers uniform. He has many more than that, obviously. 0-2 the count stays on Ordonez.
Already looks like Markham is establishing an early game plan of attacking some of the Tigers' right-handers, at least, with good two-seam moving fastballs in on their hands. And then once he starts to get them looking for that pitch, he goes outside with the breaking balls. At least that's what he's done to the first couple of players, and then he's going to try it again here with Maglio.
Dip low, 1-2.
But just as I noticed that, Tigers have an outstanding hitting coach in Lloyd McClendon, and he will pick up on that as well and pass it along to his guys.
Ooh, that one just missed. Markham thought he had strike 3 there. Awfully close.
When you got 10 years in the big leagues, they don't call that pitch on you. At least they shouldn't.
On the round, foul, third base side. Two and 2 on Ordonez. Tigers batting here in the first in a 1-0 ball game. Jays have taken the lead. Maglio trying to keep it going for the leading RBI man waiting on deck. That would be Mr. Cabrera. And again the 2-2. Slice to right, base hit. 2-out single for Ordonez.
It's a nice piece of hitting. Little fastball about 89 miles an hour away from Maglio. Real good concentration. Just kind of slices it the opposite way. When Maglio won that batting title a few years back, that's what he was doing a lot of. He was taking lots of base hits in that direction, and that's how you hit 300. You can't be afraid to take a lousy single the opposite way.
So it'll bring up Cabrera now with his 85 RBIs. And Miguel batting .347.
85 RBIs leads the planet.
Ball one to Cabrera, who has reached base in 32 of his last 33 games. In that stretch was that 20-game hit streak that he had going. It was snapped right after the All-Star break in Cleveland. The 1-0.
Apparently Cabrera was a little upset with his numbers in the first 4 games after the All-Star break in Cleveland when the Tigers dropped all 4 of those games, because since coming back home to Comerica Park, he has been sensational.
9 for 17 on the homestand. Tore up the Texas Rangers. And it was 3 out of 4 in the first game in this series. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Don't try that same pitch. Very seldom do you see Cabrera fooled and out in front. Real good balance always when he's in that batter's box.
Porcello gave up a run in the first. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball off the end of the bat. Aaron Hill has it, and the Tigers are done in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, 1 in the books. It is 1-0 Toronto. Since 1849. And by Comcast, call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. Back here at Comerica Park as we go to the top of the second, game 2 in this series. Tigers and Jays hooked up again. It's 1-0 Toronto. Aaron Hill leads it off, and Lyle Overbay and John Buck. Rick Porcello back to the hill and walked a man, gave up a single and a run in the first inning. Hill batting .203, had a double in the opener a couple of days ago. Big power numbers last year, but the home run numbers stand at 13 right now. 1-2.
If you watch Aaron Hill in the batter's box, when he does start to approach the baseball, he takes that left foot and kind of strides down toward third base, which means he's opening his hips up, and that's why he hits everything to the pull field.
Kelly gobbles that one up on the back end.
And when you hit everything to the full field, you're going to get a batting average of about the number that he's at. 38 to left, just 5 hits to right field. He did get a base hit here, or double, as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago to right field, and he hit that ball awfully hard. If he does it more, that batting average will go up beyond 203.
Here's the veteran first baseman Lyle Overbay. Sinker in for a strike, 0-1. Overbay at 251. He's hit 10 home runs.
He's been hot last 17 contests. He's at a 323 clip, so he's swinging the bat very well these days.
There was a stretch, however, earlier this year, back in the month of May, that he was really struggling. He had a stretch of 0 for 17 in May, and then decided, I need to get back to watching some tape, some video, to see what I might find. And what he did was he went back to the 2006 season, video of that year, to see if he might catch anything that he was doing. And all of a sudden, after a couple of film sessions, he picked it up a little bit.
Good for him.
One of the things he noticed was back in 06, he was getting that front foot down earlier. Right to the shortstop. This time, Danny Worth had him played perfectly, 2 gone. So a couple of ground balls as Porcello is apt to get. That'll bring up John Buck. Buck with 14 home runs, having an all-star season this year. In fact, he homered in the first game of the series. Buck now has hit safely an 8 straight, and well, he's been a much better offensive performer this year for Toronto than he had been with the Kansas City Royals.
Ever with the Kansas City Royals. Take a look at the breakdown of Porcello as far as his pitches, the total of 25. You can see the ratio of fastballs, breaking balls, and also changeups for the off-speed pitch. We'll continue to track that during the course of this game because we told you earlier how important it is to use your off-speed pitches against a team that just feasts on fastballs. Toronto's hitters have not seen a fastball they do not like.
Notice that's a new gadget you broke out tonight.
Yeah, you know, just a new one.
Very nice. The 1-2. Back up the middle. Worth will make the play on this one as well. Buck is out. Porcello gets 3 ground ball outs. An easy 1-2-3 inning. Bosch was presented with his American League Rookie of the Month award for the month of June. Assistant General Manager Al Avila presenting the award, and congratulations to Bosch, who did it in consecutive months, but for the month of June, awfully lofty numbers.
Al Avila's got double duty these days. He's also running the minor leagues and also, of course, the assistant to David Dombrowski.
Yeah, very busy times for Al. Bam Bam Bosch. We'll see if that sticks. Bosch trying to bust out of a little bit of a slump here. Brennan on the homestand, 1 for 14, was given the night off.
I think Brennan kind of understands exactly what his issues have been lately, and we'll see if he takes some steps forward here tonight against Markham.
Right back to the mound and smothered by Markham. 1 gone. They bring up Carlos Guillen. Guillen on the homestand, 2 out of 10. Carlos has only been .242 career against the Jays. He's at .278 overall this year. And he takes strike 1. Modest 3-game hit streak for Guillen. Here's Markham's 1-1. Couldn't hold up. 1-2. Markham had a stretch in the month of May in which he was really hot. In fact, won 5 consecutive decisions. Tommy John surgery kept him out of action last year. He actually had the surgery in September of 08, missed all of 09. And that one ran inside, not far enough to catch the corner. 2-2. Pull to the right side. Long run for Hill. Markham will cover for the out. Nicely done. 2 gone.
It's a real nice job here by the pitcher Markham. He does not hesitate at all once he delivers this ball toward home plate. It's hit to the right side. Very good play by Hill. Overbay can't get it, and Hill led him perfectly to the bag. And he gave it to him before he got to the bag, which is very important. You don't want your pitcher catching the baseball and then trying to find the bag at the exact same time. Give it to him early. Excellent. Tight.
Here's Gerald Laird with 2 outs. Laird getting another start behind the plate. Gerald at 187. 0 for 3 in the series with an RBI.
Good career numbers against the Blue Jays, and maybe that's the reason why Jim Leland's run him out there for a few days.
Numbers got a little bit better. With Luke Singer to left.
Anything to get him going.
Tigers have their 2nd hit of the game.
Gerald Laird came in a .340 career batter against Blue Jays pitching in his career, spanning 29 games.
Here's Don Kelly. Kelly at 3rd tonight. We'll probably see Sizemore play in game 1 tomorrow in the doubleheader, according to Leland.
And with Porcello on the mound tonight, he's a ground ball thrower, and more than likely that's the reason why Kelly has gotten the start at 3rd over Sizemore. Kelly has played a little bit more third base than Sizemore. Sizemore just 3 games in the minor leagues at third base before coming up a couple of days ago. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Kelly's starting today.
Kelly with 8 RBIs, just 1 for 11 in the homestand. Lifted toward left. Dwayne Wise in his tracks. That's all for the Tigers here in the second. No runs. They got a 2-out hit, and we played 2. Thing possible. By the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game tonight using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space and then the player's uniform number. The number to text to is 37338. That's FSDET. And you can see the final results post game during Tigers Live. Vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game. Jays on top 1-0 in this one.
Hey fans, here's a special note about Monday night's telecast when the Tigers visit the Tampa Bay Rays. Watch throughout the game for your chance to win terrific prizes during the Detroit Tigers Fan Experience Sweepstakes. We'll unveil details during Tigers Live starting at 6:30 tomorrow. Here's some of the Fan Experience Sweepstakes that you could bid on.
Obviously, the one at the very top is probably the best. The very best 3 innings in the Fox Sports Detroit broadcast booth. That's what I think. The 1-1 to Encarnacion is fouled back. 1-2. Encarnacion, then Wise, and then Escobar. Well, Porcello got 3 ground ball outs in that second. 5 of the 6 outs he's recorded via the ground ball. 2-2 on Encarnacion. Rifle toward the gap in left center field. It's going to get down. It's going to get to the wall. It's extra bases for Encarnacion. And he'll pull in his second with a double. Blue Jays now have at least 1 double in 14 straight games.
Well, they get tons of extra base hits. They don't get many singles. And they love fastballs, especially the ones that don't do a whole lot. And that one's right down the middle. Dwayne Murphy, their hitting coach, he wants his guys to catch the fastball out in front and to let it go. And that's why they've got a lot of pull hitters. They don't miss fastballs.
Scoring chance now for Toronto.
There's Dwayne. He also was the hitting coach for the world champion Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2001.
Wise trying to lay down a bunt.
First year in the capacity of hitting coach for Cito Gaston for Murph.
Wise had an infield single, scored the game's only run back in the first inning, and he rolls this one towards second. That'll move the runner up. And Wise has got a little time for a game break. To the studio we go, and here's Mickey York. All right, we're doing our best, Mick. Long way to go on this one. Right now it's 1-0 Toronto. Tigers are going to bring the infield in, and Yunel Escobar will hit. Porcello straightens him up. 1-0 on Escobar. He bounced out in his first at bat.
You play the infield in very early, especially when you've got a guy getting lots of ground balls, and you put the pressure on the base runner as to whether he is coming on contact or not, which he was not.
Kelly throws out Escobar. There are 2 gone.
It's a big out. When Porcello has had that good moving fastball, he's been able to crowd quite a few of these right-handers today. Tons of ground balls already for Rick, who looks like he's on top of his game once again here tonight.
3 ground outs in the second, 2 in the first. He has 2 more here in the third. Infield back now with 2 outs. Here's Bautista. It'll pop up back a short. It's going to drop. Base hit. How's that for some bad luck? Bautista with a 2-out blue single. And then Encarnacion scores.
The difference in Porcello getting a ground ball here and the base hit is the fact that the ball is up in the strike zone. You can see the location. It's off the plate, but fought off by Bautista. But if the ball is down, that is a ground out to the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning.
65 RBIs for Bautista, and here is Vernon Wells. RBI ground out for Vernon back in the first. Vernon also had a rough stretch early in July. Was 0 for 21, yet his numbers are still very good this year. Wells a few years back signed that long 7-year deal back in 2006. 19 long balls this year. 3-0. Adam Lind on deck. And Adam Lind will bat because that is ball 4 to Wells. Second walk for Porcello. We'll chat on the mound now with his catcher Gerald Laird. Lind is 0 for 1. He flied to left field in the first inning. And in game 1 of this series, had his 14-game hitting streak snapped. He was 0 for 3. Yet that 14-game streak only brought him to a little over 200 in the average column. There's a strike 0-1. Two runs, 3 hits for the Jays. No runs, 2 hits for the Tigers. We're in the top of the third. Game 2 in this 4-game set. 1-2.
Real good changeup here by Porcello. 1-1 count. Real good arm speed. Real good depth on the pitch. Located beautifully.
Trying to strand a couple of runners. The 1-2. Good crowd on hand here tonight with the nice weather. Clear skies this evening. Nothing but rain and lightning and thunder last night. But the house is just about full tonight.
Comerica Park has become a very popular place on Saturday nights. Good place to bring a date, they say.
Not too many tickets available tonight, that's for certain. 3-2. So with 2 outs, that means the runners will be on the move. Aaron Hill waiting on deck. Another foul. Well, it may have gotten Laird. Adam Lynn signed a 4-year deal right at the start of this season, and so coming off that tremendous year he had last year, the numbers that he has put up so far this year based on that extension have been a little bit disappointing.
Big league's all about making adjustments. And the pitchers have made an adjustment to Lynn and their second baseman Aaron Hill, and they haven't been quick to make the adjustments they need to make.
There's another walk, and that's going to load him up.
Meanwhile, Porcello needs to make an adjustment as well. He's already walked 3 in this game after not giving up 1 base on balls 5 days ago against Cleveland. Although we're talking about 2 totally different offenses.
Lamont gets on the bat phone right now. By the way, this game tonight is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit. Sponsored by Comcast. A sparkling night it is so far. Porcello, meanwhile, trying to limit the damage here. He's given up a run. Tigers trail by 2 early in this game. They'll bring up Aaron Hill. Career with the bases loaded, not too shabby at all. 340 for Hill, although he is 0 for 4 this year. And Porcello misses 1-0.
If Porcello makes the necessary pitches that he needs to make here against Hill, she'd have no problem getting out of this jam. Hill hitting a bucket and change with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. But you want to stay out of these fastball favorable counts.
2-0.
And continuing to follow the percentage of pitches that he's throwing. Fastballs, you see the percentage. 69%, 20% breaking balls, 10% changeups. The breakdown after 50 pitches for Porcello tonight.
Two and one on Hill. Kind of digging that new gadget. It kind of gives you an insight as to the way he is attacking the opposing hitters.
Yeah, it is kind of cool to see exactly what guys are doing. I know Porcello needs to take a page out of Verlander's book from a couple of days ago when Verlander was throwing some fastballs early and he got hit early, and then boy did Verlander get really good after the second inning the other night.
Roll foul again, 2-2. Yeah, he was almost unhittable after that second inning.
Here's Hill's problems in a nutshell. He had a 2-0 fastball that wasn't a bad pitch to hit, front shoulder flying. Take a look at the front shoulder, just flying off the baseball. That ball's right down the middle. Boy, when you're that aggressive with your front shots and you're flying off the baseball, you're just not giving yourself a chance. 2-1 count. That was a really good fastball for him to hit, but he pulls off everything.
Nice driven foul.
If there was a baseball field over there, he'd be hitting about 350.
But there's not.
He'll make the adjustment, though. I talked to Cito at length a couple of days ago, and even though the numbers are down for Hill, they still believe this guy's going to be a real good player. He won a Silver Slugger last year at that second base position.
Inside, and now the count fills at 3-2 on Hill.
'84, '93, '93. Last pitch and off-speed pitch as well.
Three-two pitch. Rolled foul. This is a big early hitter here for Porcello. He's allowed 2 early runs, coming off a terrific start against the Indians. Jays trying to tack on here. They have Overbay on deck. 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. It has been a battle with Hill. And again the 3-2. Popped up. Gerald Laird at home plate discards the mask. Getting over. That was big. They'll leave him loaded. They get a run though. Worth, Jackson, Rayburn coming up. August 3rd through Thursday, August 5th, starting the day-night doubleheader. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. It'll be a huge series when the Tigers get back home from the road trip. The Tigers right now trailing the White Sox by 2 games. Chicago a winner today, or a loser today, I should say. They were plastered by the Athletics, so the Tigers right now a half game closer. Got some work to do here, though, as Danny Worth leads it off.
And Danny Worth told me before the game that he was thinking about bunting, and he was going to try to bunt down the third baseline because he noticed that Markham kind of falls off toward the first base side of the pitching rubber, but it looked like that time he was going to push that ball towards second base.
Worth, Jackson, and Rayburn.
Jim Leland has really gotten some of the younger players, the table setters, the guys that have the ability to bunt, looking at which way the pitcher falls off the mound and therefore bunting to his weaker side.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and especially guys like Worth. You know, Santiago has done it every now and then. We'd like to see Jackson bunt a little bit more, but you know, the Tigers, as it stands right now, with not a whole lot of pop at the bottom of their lineup, so they need to try and find some ways to manufacture some runs.
No doubt about that.
That might be one way.
Get on base. Let your big boys do the damage.
Bouncing ball, third base side, foul. Danny batting .274. Worth has showed a terrific ability to play defense. Outstanding glove. Good strong throwing arm. Markham is ahead 1-2. And he wouldn't chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Apparently no issues here today with Markham and that blister that he had on his pitching hand a couple starts ago. He's got a real good breaking ball here today. And all of them have been located just where he threw that last one to Danny Worth. He is locating him in an area where even if you hit it, you're not going to do a whole lot with it. Look at that last one, number 6. Bottom of the strike zone, and everything he's thrown has been pretty much right at the knees and below.
Two on Danny Worth.
Good time here now if you're Markham to change the eye level of Worth, if you want to. I don't know what they're thinking. They may stay at the bottom of the strike zone, but a good firm fastball about 90 miles an hour up in the zone may be tough for Worth to get to.
8th pitch coming up in this at bat. And here it is. That's popped up. Foul ground, first base side for Overbay. 1 out. Back up to the top of the order now, Austin Jackson. Jackson struck out in his first at bat.
Markham really has been good. Since the beginning of the 2007 season, he has posted the lowest opponent's batting average, a minimum of 60 starts, for a starter at .238. Justin Verlander is second, yielding a .241 batting average. Again, Markham, 60 starts in, opponent's batting average .238, which is the lowest in the major leagues, the American League, in that span.
Pretty impressive.
We're talking about 3 years, although he did miss the '09 season.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Jackson. Into center field. Wells. It'll drop. Base hit. Austin has a 1-out single.
And Austin hit this one like Markham threw it. Looked like a little fading changeup down at the bottom of the strike zone. He was out in front with his body, but he kept his hands back, and therefore he was still able to get himself a base hit.
Jackson on pace for 187 hits this year, which would put him close to the top 5 ever in rookie history for the Tigers.
That's pretty impressive.
He's on pace for 99 runs and 43 doubles. So that was hit number 107. He continues his climb.
And Jim Leland said yesterday that Austin Jackson has the green light to run when he feels like he can get a good jump off of the combination here of Markham and Buck. But Jim said that he will stop him on occasion, but Austin does have the green light.
Bunted, popped up, and a diving attempt by Buck. He falls short.
It's always tough to bunt breaking balls. You're anticipating a fastball, and you get out there set early. Then all of a sudden you have to reload. Take a look here. He looks, he sees it now. It's a breaking ball. He reloads. Bottom of the barrel, the bat drops, and that's when you get pop-ups.
Pretty good effort by Buck.
Ball hit him in the forehead.
0-1. And Ryan Rayburn, who struck out back in the first. $16 out of 19 in the stolen base category for Jackson.
John Buck is just having an all-around better year in Toronto than he did ever in Kansas City. He's throwing the baseball better, hitting for power, hitting for better average.
I wonder why that is. I would say that probably Toronto's ballpark may be a little bit of a better hitter's ballpark.
It does have something to do with it, I would agree, but I think he's probably still relaxed now. It was a big trade he came over to Kansas City in.
Might have been, was that the Beltran?
The Beltran deal.
Yeah.
And most of those guys that came in that deal, they were all trying to live up to real lofty expectations. And, you know, now that's behind him. He's playing in a place where he's comfortable, and he had an all-star year and is having an all-star year.
The 0-2. Fought that one off.
Well, you can kind of see why Markham is so good. Everything is out of the middle of the plate. The fastballs are running in on the hands of the right-handers. And then he's got a real nice feel for his breaking ball. You don't have to throw 95 miles an hour up here to be successful. And Markham is showing us that tonight.
One ball to 2 strikes on Rayburn. Ryan 1 for 5 in this series against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, either Jim Leland has put the stop sign on for Jackson, or Jackson cannot get a good jump off Markham. Markham looks like he takes very little time in getting the ball into his catcher's glove by using that slide step.
Down he goes. Rayburn whiffs for the second time in this game. 3 of them total now for Markham. 2 outs. That'll bring up Ordonez. Blue Jays pitching wise come in about middle of the pack in ERA, 4.19. Tampa has the best pitching. Their team ERA is 3.73. We'll see that Tampa Bay Rays team coming up.
They got some rabbits too. 117 stolen bases for the Tampa Bay Rays.
They are a tough matchup. Foul back out of play.
I think Laird and Avila might be up for the task if their pitchers are giving them time to throw. They've been 2 of the better throwers in the American League this year. The combination of Avila and Laird.
Well, Gerald was saying last year, every time they played the Angels in recent years, you just can't relax against those guys, and it was always very stressful. It probably the same can be said now against Tampa,
because they don't change their game plan, even though they'll look at the numbers of Avila and Laird. I mean, Joe Madden will still have his guys running the way they always run.
Pitch out, but nothing brewing.
Tough schedule. And they got the beast of the East and the Blue Jays here for 2 more. Doubleheader tomorrow, then Tampa, and then Boston. And then they got the White Sox waiting on them when they get back to Comerica Park.
It'll be an interesting stretch, to say the least.
Well, as Jim Leland likes to say, we'll see what we're made out of.
Eventually, we're going to have to go through those teams anyway, whether it's July, August, September, or April. The 1-1 is fouled back 1-2 on Ordonez. Tigers got those 2 West Coast swings out of the way early, and many thought, well, the schedule should lighten up in the second half, but not so.
No, it's not. Man, they're playing against a bunch of teams that are playing well above 500 baseball here. The Blue Jays are at 500, but then you got Tampa and Boston and the White Sox. They're all beyond 500.
And if there was ever a stretch in which Leland needed his starters to go as deep into ball games as they possibly can, this is probably the stretch when you consider the team Tampa has and how tough it is to play at Fenway.
No reason why they can't. Coming into this season, the Tigers' starting rotation was supposed to be the strength of their club.
That's low, 3-2.
Verlander, Scherzer, Porcello, and Bonderman, and also Galarraga. Scherzer's been lights out lately. Verlander's always good.
Galarraga will pitch the 1 o'clock game tomorrow.
He was originally scheduled to pitch the nightcap, wasn't he?
He was indeed. They switched. Heard that word right before we went on the air tonight. 3-2 is ball 4, and now you've got Cabrera coming up. First walk for Markham.
Well, Cito told me, well, all managers tell me, you don't really want to pitch to this guy. So you hope your pitchers don't put you in a situation where you have to challenge him. And Markham has put himself in that situation. Good at bat by Maglio. Took some real close pitches.
He's had a couple of good at bats tonight. That first one resulting in a lengthy battle and a single to right. Here's where Cabrera earns his keep. Miguel with 85 RBIs.
He started him off with that same fastball his last time up. And then he went to secondary pitches. He went to the breaking ball. He went to the changeup. And Cabrera hit one off the end of the bat. A little dribbler to the second baseman. But he is tough to get out the same way. You got to change against Cabrera. Dangerous, dangerous hitter.
So Buck will call time, head out to the mound, and chat about how they want to proceed with this at bat. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabrera, who is chasing the Triple Crown. Second right now in average behind Josh Hamilton. We've just got an eye full of him earlier on this homestand.
And Cabrera has said that he has gotten a lot of his talent from his mom, who was an outstanding softball player in Venezuela.
Game has slowed down a little bit here in the third. A lot of pitches thrown. Porcello threw 29, and now Markham has thrown 24. Pulled foul, 1-2 on Cabrera. Miguel has a 14-game hitting streak at home. This has been one heck of a homestand for him. Markham has had 1-2. He's got into trouble with a single and a walk in this inning. Fly ball hit well, right field. Bautista can't get it off the top of the wall. 1 run will score. Ordonez rounding third. He's coming home, and he is out at home plate. Maglio is tagged for the final out of the inning. The Tigers get 1 run.
And missed by inches from hitting the ball out to right center field. Maglio was on first base, and the ball was thrown in by Wells. It got to Hill. He threw the ball home, and Maglio slid in home plate, and he was already being bothered by a bad ankle, and it looks like when he slid, that right foot kind of turned a little bit. Take a look at the right foot here. But clearly in a lot of pain, and reaches down for that right ankle right away. Oh,
right there.
Yes, he did.
His cleats caught in the dirt, and that ankle, which was already bothering him, has been aggravated now. So Ordonez out of the game. Here's a ball shot to left field. On the run is Rayburn, and he'll get to the corner for the out. Overbay is gone. Is there anybody in the game that hits the ball harder to the opposite field than Cabrera?
I haven't seen him. As a matter of fact, I've never seen anybody in my 33 years of professional baseball watch a guy hit the ball with that much authority the opposite way.
He almost put that ball through the wall as Jim Leland now thinks, oh my goodness, we just lost our number 3 hitter. But it's a 2-1 game, and they got to concentrate on this one now as John Buck steps in. He waves and misses. So the injury is certainly a big part of this season for the Tigers. Of course, Amaya is out for the rest of the year. Brandon Inge gone 4 to 6 weeks. A lot of nagging injuries. Now it looks like Ordonez's ankle will become an issue. 1-1 on Buck, who bounced out. Buck's 14 home runs and 47 RBIs lead all American League catchers. Hit a 2-run shot off Verlander in the first game of the series. That was all that Verlander would give up. Swing and a miss.
That's a good pitch. It's a fastball count to a guy having a really good year that's feasting on fastballs, and he throws him a breaking ball, and it's a dandy. Might have been a changeup, but it was off speed.
High fly ball to left. Rayburn under it, and there are 2 gone.
It looked like Maglio was kind of struggling coming around the bases anyway. I mean, you can see him kind of limping here. I mean, he's not running the way that he's ran all year, and about right here, he hits the dirt, and you can see where the cleat just kind of right there kind of catches, and then all of a sudden the ankle turns out, and he reaches down for that ankle, and let's hope that he's not out for any length of time.
Maglio originally injured that ankle in the series in Cleveland. He's been able to play, just not been able to play defense.
Maglio would have been given some serious consideration, and still will get some serious consideration for comeback player of the year in the American League. That's how good he has been.
Encarnacion doubled and scored. He was back in the top of the 3rd. Porcello looking for a stress-free inning here in the 4th.
Which is exactly what you want to do after your team has gone out and got you on the board with a run.
One ball, 2 strikes. Porcello gave up an RBI ground out in the 1st, RBI single in the 3rd. He has walked 3, but none have scored. Porcello has pitched well in his career here at Comerica Park. 11-6 lifetime, an ERA a shade over 4 in those games. Two and 2. Another foul. So this will be an 8-pitch at bat at the very least. And it's popped up. First base side, Laird has room. 1-2-3 inning. Porcello does a nice job. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th where it's Bosch, Guillen, and Laird. Dawson will be in the second Montreal Expo inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Can you name the first? The only other Montreal Expo to be inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame.
Good question today. Good question. The Hawk. Andre Dawson. Boy, could he play.
Brendan Bosch leads it on.
Hawk, another one of those guys that kind of had his career shortened a little bit because he played on that artificial surface in Montreal for the beginning of his career. But boy, could he hit.
The 0-1 to Bosch. The ceremony is tomorrow in Cooperstown. The one lasting memory I have of Andre Dawson was watching him play for the Cubs one day a long time ago, and he was actually hit in the face by a pitch and got straight up and wanted to stay in the game.
Really?
It was no helmet, no deflection off the shoulder, square in the cheek. And he stood right up, glared at the pitcher, and wanted to stay in the game. It was unbelievable.
That's a tough dude.
Oh, you're not kidding.
You know, one of the memories that I have of Hawk, and there are a lot of them, but I believe it was after the '86 season, and that was kind of when collusion was going on. He had to beg to play. He had to give the Chicago White Sox a blank contract. There were no numbers on the contract, and he said, at the end of the year, you pay me what you think I've earned.
Wow.
He won the MVP in '87.
Wow.
The Cubs, excuse me.
The Cubs, right.
Yes.
Well,
a blank contract. No numbers.
Great player, and there was some thought as to whether he should go in as an Expo or as a Cub. And the Hall of Fame decided, you know what, we should probably do it as an Expo. And they finally agreed to that. Bosch cuts in and misses.
Here's a little bit more info on Andre Dawson, Whitey Herzog, and Doug Harvey, the umpire. Whitey Herzog was a tremendous manager. Boy, those teams that he had in the early '80s and mid '80s with all the speed that he had. Boy, oh boy. Willie McGee and Tom Hare and Vince Coleman. List goes on and on.
Here's Guillen. You think Herzog enjoyed the nickname the White Rat?
I don't know.
I always wondered that every time they called it.
It fit. It sure did fit. He had that flat top.
1-0 on Carlos. Guillen was erased on a nifty play back in the second. A ball that Aaron Hill had to go a long way to get in short right field, and then Markham covered at first base for the out. Taking a hit away from Guillen. Here's the 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Carlos. Tigers down 2-1. We're in the 4th. Drill to right center field. That's going to get down. And it's trouble. Guillen heading to second base, and he is in with a stand-up double. Well, the Tigers get the tying run in scoring position.
Well, one thing for certain today, Markham has kept just about everything he has thrown at the bottom of the strike zone, and therefore a low ball hitter like Guillen just kind of gets down there and just kind of lobs it in the right center field, and it picked up some steam after it hit the grass and allowed Carlos to get to second base. Not a bad pitch by Markham. Most of his pitches today have been quality pitches.
That is the 5th Tigers hit in this game. Laird singled back in the second.
If you weren't with us for Gerald Laird's first at-bat, whenever the Toronto Blue Jays show up, he kind of plays his best baseball. .347 career batting average for G Money against Toronto Blue Jays pitching in his career. 30 games.
One ball, 1 strike.
Oh, Markham thought he had a strike there.
He's muttering. And Sonia behind the plate.
Well, Fox Tracks will tell us.
He did not.
You can't expect to get that pitch.
No. I wouldn't think, at least. It was way off the plate. 1-1 pitch. On the ground to third base. Encarnacion. 2 gone. By the way, coming up after the game, don't forget about Tigers Live. Game highlights. We'll have Jim Leland's comments, interviews, and all that good stuff in the Call Sam studios. After the game right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Stay with us for Tigers Live.
Mickey York in the Call Sam's studios tonight. I wonder what those guys do in the Call Sam's studios. Have you asked any of them?
I have, actually.
What are they doing?
You know, I asked, was it Ryan Field that was working the Call Sam studios in the doubleheader in Cleveland? I said, what'd you do between games?
It's a long day.
Worked on the show for the second game. So they're always busy. They're writing the show, producing the show, getting it ready to go.
There's a rain delay, too, in that doubleheader.
Oh, that's right.
So that's about a 12-hour day.
It was a long one. Here's Don Kelly. Kelly trying to knock in the tying run here with 2 outs in the 4th. Lifted toward left. Dwayne Wise is there. Inning over. So nothing comes to the 1-out double. Tigers strand the tying run, and we head to the 5th.
Ooh, that's a nice sight right there. That's a nice shot.
American Park, Ford Field, and they're packed into the ballpark tonight watching a good one. 2-1 is our score.
Somebody getting married.
And that is the Purple Shirt Club.
Told you, Comerica Park on a Saturday night has become a very popular destination.
Down the right field line. On his way to second is Dwayne Wise, and he is in with a double.
He better hurry, because you know Brennan Bosch is mad about right now. He's not getting any hits, so he fires that bad boy in.
That'll be the 4th hit of the game for the Jays. Tigers had 5. That'll bring up Yunel Escobar.
And very important for the Blue Jays and also Escobar to somehow get Wise over to third base by hitting something on the right side of the infield. Or if you really want to get the job done, you just bunt.
He is elected to bunt. Porcello doesn't get there.
Ooh,
safe.
why didn't he, Tony Randazzo? I can see that coming. Porcello looked like he got a late start off that mound for whatever reason, but we'll see. Did he or did he not? No, that looked like a little bit of a slow start. Looked like he sort of went for the baseball first, and then by the time he got it, Escobar beat him there. It's a good call by Tony Randazzo.
Infield hit. First and third now for the Jays and nobody out. Close play. Escobar is safe. Here's Bautista. Walking a single for Bautista plus an RBI. Bautista, at least to this year, has been a journeyman of sorts. He has had some pretty decent years in the big leagues. Pulled foul down the left field line. And what Alex Rios has claimed as a waiver selection by the Chicago White Sox, that kind of opened up an opportunity for Bautista, and he has come charging into that spot with 26 home runs this year. And in April and in May and in June we were saying, who is Jose Bautista and why does he have all these home runs?
And he just continues to hit them.
The 0-2 missed it high. Brad Thomas, Eddie Bonine. Porcello has thrown 75 pitches right now. Two and two on Bautista. Porcello has yet to pick up a strikeout tonight. Had 6 in his last start against Cleveland. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Nice play by Guillen. Behind the back one. Relay! Oh, not in time. What a circus play by Carlos Guillen.
Wow. Quit it, boy. I mean, he almost turned in a dandy. Firm throw, firm feed, and Worth almost turned it over.
Carlos Guillen very nearly started a circus double play. A run in for Toronto to make it 3-1. And another RBI for Bautista.
If you're Porcello, all your concentration has to be on getting a ground ball. Another ground ball here off the bat of Wells. Wells has grounded into 10 double plays this year, which leads their club.
I'm still marveling over that play.
Tremendous. I mean, really, it was. You can't teach that.
No.
It's just kind of like instincts. You don't practice those kind of plays.
And it's not as if he went into that ground ball planning to do this. It just seemed to happen.
It was the only way he could make the play and try to get two. I mean, just backhanded. I mean, his momentum was kind of carrying him that way and not even looking at Danny Worth.
Wow. That was close. Even the spin move at second by Worth was fun to watch. 0-2 on Vernon Wells.
Good pitch. He has thrown 3 straight fastballs to Wells, all above 90 miles an hour, right off his knuckles. And here's proof of those pitches. Now, if he does go away, you have to make sure you locate it well. You got to get it down.
Runner goes. Throw down to second, not in time.
He must have had a huge jump.
Laird had to pick that one out of the dirt. Throw was high and a steal for Bautista.
So the Blue Jays are playing a little bit different brand of baseball here today against Detroit. They've already sacrificed, which they got a base hit on. And they're moving some guys along with runners on second, nobody out. And they're stealing bases, which is something they just don't do. They don't manufacture many runs in Toronto.
That is just the 11th stolen base. I take it back. 34th stolen base. They've been caught 11 times, but only 34, which is dead last in the American League. Fouled back out of play. 2-2 on Wells.
Pretty much all hard stuff to Vernon. Now they're going to talk about how they want to try to finish him off.
Cito Gaston's team came in at 500 in that wicked American League East. Shot foul again.
We have continued to update you on the percentage of the 85 pitches that Porcello has thrown. You can see the fastball number starting to go down. It was a little higher earlier. He's gone to more secondary pitches. Kind of take a lead off of what Justin Verlander did a couple of days ago against his Blue Jays team. Lots of fastballs early, and then he went to the breaking balls.
Verlander a couple of days ago gave up that 2-run homer to Buck in the second.
Verlander said he abandoned his game plan after the second inning. I mean, whatever he had drawn up that night against Toronto, he said after the second inning, I had to throw it out the window.
Roll toward third base. Kelly on the charge. Runner trying to get to third and will.
Let's take a look at what Verlander was doing in the first couple of innings a couple of days ago, where he yielded a couple of runs and then gave up those runs on fastballs. They're good fastballs, but this Blue Jays team, they don't miss any of the fastballs. So they sent Verlander off shaking his head after the second inning. And he said, you know what, I got to mix it up a little bit. So he went back to the breaking balls, and he went back to the changeups, and that's when he was able to take over the game until the Tigers' offense caught up. But everybody in the big leagues can't do what Verlander did. There's some guys that don't have those secondary pitches, and those are the guys that the Blue Jays beat up on.
120 pitches in that game, too. Adam Lynn, the batter. 2-out runner at third base. Another run in for the Jays.
Well, put him on. He wasn't pitching to him anyway.
That'll bring up Hill now with 2 outs after the intentional walk.
Porcello made his major league debut against the Toronto Blue Jays last April in Toronto.
Gets Rick Knapp. While they talk about it, let's talk about this. The AT&T trivia question again tonight. Andre Dawson will be the second Montreal Expo inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame tomorrow. Can you name the first and the only other?
He was a catcher.
He was indeed, and a really good one. Gary Carter. Back in 2003, unlike Charter, it was Carter. Gary Carter was his name. But he was the Charter Montreal Expos member. That's what we meant by that, really.
Montreal used to have some skilled players. They had a lot of talent playing in Montreal.
Here is Aaron Hill. It seemed like that entire Montreal team at that time was just churning out great athlete after great athlete. Great baseball players. Carter, we talk about. Dawson, Cromartie, Raines.
Tim Wallach was playing some third base. Warren Cromartie was on that team, as you mentioned. Ellis Valentine. They had some talent.
Ground ball left side. Kelly, nice play to retire the side. They get a run to extend their lead to 3-1. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Park with a new ticket package that lets you pick the games you want to attend. Receive great season ticket holder benefits, including postseason priority. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com for the 15 days of summer package.
Well, the Tigers have some work to do in this one. You know what they say about when you make a face. Be careful, it might stick. What a great night here at the ballpark. 83 at game time.
Beautiful weather night.
All right, Tigers trying to get the bats going now. Danny Worth leads it off. Worth and then Jackson and then Rayburn. Going to tune it a little bit late. Maglio Ordonez injured his ankle, making a slide at home plate. Fly ball hit well, left field. On the move is Wise. Makes the catch right at the wall. Danny Worth put a charge into that one, but a little bit short.
And Wise can make some nice catches. Of course, he made that unbelievable catch in the Mark Burley perfect game last year. Unbelievable catch.
Didn't he come on as a defensive replacement?
He did. He sure did.
And he saves that perfect
in the
game.
very first batter, and I think the first pitch of that inning was hit to him, and it was a nice grab.
Here is Austin Jackson. Well, we have word on Maglio Ordonez. Speaking of Mags. Ooh. And you're not going to like it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There is a line drive to left. That is a base hit. Ordonez has a right ankle fracture, and he will be out 6 to 8 weeks.
He was already playing with a bum ankle, and then the double off the gate, and you can see him gimping home, and then he slides, and when he hit the dirt, it looks like the ankle twisted or got caught, and they had to carry him along, help him get off the field.
6 to 8 weeks for Maglio Ordonez, a right ankle fracture. That's just stunning. I mean, you've lost your third baseman now 4 to 6. You've lost Ordonez 6 to 8. Rayburn 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Santiago has moved the on-deck circle, so he'll take over the DH role. One ball, no strikes on Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn at 206 right now with a couple of home runs this year. Ryan just has not been able to find that stretch where he can get his numbers up. He went down to the minor leagues for a brief spell and hit really well down in Toledo. And this is a guy that hit 16 home runs last year, hit 291.
I was talking about their two players as Buck comes up and Stapp throws down the first, and they almost got him. A throw on the in fair territory. They might have gotten Jackson there, but one of the things that Rayburn has to do is make adjustments himself. Let's take one more look. Take a look at the throw. The throw's in foul territory. If that ball is on the other side of the bag, they get an out there. But adjustments are a big part of what you do in the big leagues, and Rayburn with career offensive numbers last year. Apparently getting a more and more interest this year from opposing pitchers.
One and two.
But it's nice to have a manager like Leland that continues to run you out there and has tremendous confidence in you.
And it seems like he always has, hasn't he?
That bodes well for a young player. Keep running them out there. You keep running them out there, and sooner or later that player kind of perks up and does a nice job.
Because if you remember last year, Rayburn got off to a really slow start. He was having trouble defensively in the outfield, and Leland stuck with him, and he responded with a 16-homer year.
That's why he's staying with him right now. Well, somebody's going to have to pick up the slack. That much is for certain. Maglio is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Trade deadline is coming up here real soon.
Here's the 1-2. Another snap throw, and that one had to be scooped by Overbeck.
Bad breaks all around baseball, though. The White Sox got a bad break, too, about a couple of weeks ago with Jake Peavy. They're very talented, top of the rotation starter. I believe going to miss the remainder of the season. So you just have to play around them. Someone has to step up.
Two and two on Rayburn. Line drive caught by the third baseman Encarnacion.
That was an absolute BB off the bat of Rayburn.
Two gone.
Nothing you could do but hit it hard. And that was a seed.
So Santiago now will take over as the designated hitter. Ramon batting .270. (3-1) Toronto. They got another run in the top of this fifth inning. Markham has allowed just one run, and that was on the RBI double to Cabrera back in the third. One ball to no strikes on Ramon Santiago. And Jim Leland really having little choice here. Johnny Damon is sick. Avila's your backup catcher. And all that is left in the Tiger bench, Santiago and Sizemore, aside from those two other guys. 2 balls, no strikes on Ramon. Two and 0 on Ramon. Runner goes. Here comes the throw. The tag. Got him.
Ooh, Buck is playing some good baseball this year.
Tigers are done. We go to the 6th. It's 3-1 Toronto.
For the Coors Light Freeze, Cam. What a play this was by Guillen. He gloves it. He gets the ball to the throwing hand and throws it back. behind him to Danny Worth, and they almost got a double play of the Major League leading home run hitter in Jose Bautista. What a dandy play.
That is a foul ball off the bat of Lyle Overbay as we start things off here in the 6th inning. The Jays lead this one 3-1. Meanwhile, Guillen is out of the game. Scott Sizemore takes over at second base. So we'll see if we get any further word on that move. Overbay, Buck, and Encarnacion here in the 6th. Oh, 2 on Overbay, who's 0 for 2. Pretty good numbers here in the month of July. 323. And it just missed.
Yeah, the Blue Jays as a team are in the latter third as far as batting average is concerned. They don't have lots of table setters. They don't get many infield singles, and nor do they really try to hit singles.
Stroke to center field. Jackson.
It looked like Jackson had a pretty good jump, but trying to steal second base last half inning. But we told you John Buck is having a tremendous year. Look at the footwork. Feet look a whole lot quicker. He's getting into his throw. He's going toward second base, and what a powerful throw. Take a look here. How he lines his body up very quickly and throws it right in the bag. Different kind of John Buck these days in Toronto.
Sure is. Pretty impressive. Breaking ball drops in. Buck right now trying to extend his 8-game hitting streak. I mentioned he has 14 homers this year. His career high is 18 in a single season for Kansas City. The 0-2 is outside. 100 pitches for Porcello.
The ratio of fastballs continues to decrease as he pitches further in this game, and he's adding more breaking balls. More changeups. If you don't have a good secondary pitch and you're trying to get through this Blue Jays team with just fastballs, it'll be a long night.
Broke his bat. One hopper to the shortstop, Worth. 2 gone. Back to the studio we go. Time for a game break, and here's Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you very much. Here it is 3-1 in favor of the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 2 in this series. Blue Jays got a run in the first, one in the third, one in the fifth. And Encarnacion was part of that run in the 3rd inning. Led it off with a double and scored. Porcello backs him out of there. Most pitches Rick has thrown in any start this year at the big league level or even in the minor leagues. 108 pitches. May 18th against the White Sox. Popped up back toward the seats and out of play.
$11 ground outs, 6 flyouts, 4 walks today for Porcello, and no strikeouts. Did not have a walk in his start in Cleveland when coming back from Toledo, his first start.
(3-2). By the way, Carlos Guillen, right calf strain. That's why he's out of the game. 3-2 pitch. Hammered down the left field line. Foul. Dwayne Wise is on deck. Shot foul.
And Rick has touched 95 in the game today and has gone as low as 67 with his breaking ball. Those readings courtesy always of Comcast.
Fly ball center field routine for Austin Jackson. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Porcello. So we go to the bottom of the sixth. Santiago Cabrera Bosch coming up.
Can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today. If you call StubHub today, more than likely, you couldn't get in this bad boy.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty good crowd here tonight, if not a packed house. Right now it is 3-1 in favor of the Toronto Blue Jays. Santiago Cabrera Bosch here in the sixth inning facing Sean Markham. Santiago was at the plate when Jackson was caught trying to steal. That into the fifth. Fresh count for Ramon. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-1 pitch, showing bunt, breaking ball, is in for a strike.
Markham is 15 of 23 tonight in first pitch strikes. And therefore, that's one of the reasons why he's been able to maneuver through this Tigers batting order. Cabrera really the only one able to touch him up for the big blow, which drove in their only run of the night. He can just pitch. If you weren't with us earlier, Markham very seldom touches 90 miles an hour, but he's got a mixture of a really good changeup and a breaking ball and really good control to go along with his arsenal of stuff.
Cabrera doubled in a run in the third. And now Miguel with 86 RBIs, leading the American League.
I've been saying it for a couple months now, but other people are starting to say it too. He is the best right-handed hitter in baseball right now. The best right-handed hitter in baseball.
Line drive, fair ball down the left field line. To the corner it goes. It'll be extra bases again for Cabrera, who has his second double of the game.
I see you, big fella. Lethal hand quickness, balls inside, no problem. Drilled down in the left field corner. Let's take a look at his last at bat also, and this is why he's so impressive. He starts him off hard inside. I mean hard inside. Then he starts to go with soft stuff away, and he takes one of these little wrinkled breaking balls and hits it off the ground off the gate, almost out of here, which drove in 1 run. And, of course, Maglio was thrown out at second base. That is our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Is there a better right-handed hitter in the game today for you?
Well, you know, I still kind of hold on to Pujols as you look at the hits by direction. But, I mean, now, after watching this guy day in and day out, we don't see Pujols every day, but it would be hard for me to go against this guy right here. That's nubbed off the end of the bat.
Base hit.
Markham got him. Ugh, good play. The boss needed that.
Yeah, he did. He'll get some. Just keep swinging, young man. You're going to be just fine. It's a good play right here by Markham. He comes over, he barehands this ball, and his feet are already planted, and he throws a strike down to Overbay. Yeah, but most people, I think, that don't see Cabrera every single day, they still hold on to the fact that Pujols is the premier right-handed hitter in the game today. And we've got A-Rod, too, knocking on the door of 600 home runs as well. No one's even talking about him
giving that a sniff
in that regard anymore. But this guy at his age is so special.
Action in their bullpen. Downs and Frazier heating up in their pen. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people want to hold on to Pujols because he's just been so, well, I mean, from the get-go, the time he has gotten to the big leagues, he has just hit and hit and hit.
One of the best ever. I mean, if you look at his numbers,
there's no question.
One of the best right-handed hitters ever in the game, Pujols.
But I think you're right. I think this guy may have surpassed him.
Pujols hitting .301 right now with 22 home runs and 69 runs driven in.
Here's Sizemore. This is his first at bat.
I think Pujols has won a few MVPs, but if it wasn't for Bonds, he'd have about 6 or 7 MVPs in the National League because he was finishing second to Barry every single year. Two MVPs for Pujols, excuse me. And the big fella might get one this year if he keeps up this.
One ball, one strike, and Scott Sizemore took over for Carlos Guillen, who is out with a right calf strain. Two and one the count.
That's a good pitch by Markham. 2-1 count. You know Sizemore is dialed in for his fastball. He's hitting 198. Usually you would get a fastball in this count. He throws him a breaking ball at 83. Just enough to disrupt the timing of Sizemore.
Into center field, a base hit. That's a clutch knock for Scott Sizemore, who didn't even start the game, but he comes off the bench to make it 3-2.
Back-to-back off-speed pitches by Markham, and the second one, Sizemore timed perfectly. Not a bad located pitch. It's down at the bottom of the strike zone, but it's tough to throw back-to-back pitches in the same location and get big league hitters out.
Cito Gaspi coming out. So Cabrera comes around to score. He has doubled twice. He has knocked one in, and he has scored one. Tigers back to within one now, 3-2. Gerald Laird due up. Getting back to Pujols and Cabrera, both of them got to the big leagues at a very early age. Cabrera got to the big leagues at the age of 20. Pujols at the age of 21, but both of them from the get-go have put up some solid numbers. In the meantime, we have a wall side windows pitching change. That's going to be it for Sean Markham, and we'll be back.
Pitch that Cabrera hit for the double. It was inside, and Cabrera talking about how he pulled his hands inside by using the bat knob, and we're going to show you exactly what he does. Take a look at the hands here and how they come forward, and you can see they get over in front of his body, which allows the barrel of the bat to get to a ball which is off the plate inside. But what's more important is he's able to keep this ball fair. Most guys on balls that are inches off the plate inside, they're hooking those balls into foul territory. So just another indication and an example of how special Cabrera is.
Jason Frazier is the new pitcher, the former Tigers farmhand.
His name continues to come up in trade talks all over baseball with the numbers that he's posted this year. 4.42 earned run average, 40 strikeouts in 36 2/3, so he could miss some bats. And most teams that are in the playoff hunt, well, they're simply looking for some bullpen help.
Frazier is now 2 games shy of Paul Quantrill, who is 4th all-time in club appearances. He replaces Sean Markham. Gerald Laird with the tying run on, and he fouls it straight back 0-1.
G-Money got that first pitch fastball he was looking for. He was thinking about that first pitch fastball while Frazier was warming up, and he got it, and he fouled it straight back.
Frazier originally a Tigers draft choice out of Southern Illinois. In fact, he was a 33rd round pick before traded to the Dodgers, and then eventually he got to the big leagues with Toronto. The 0-1 pitch in the air, center field. Wells will cruise back to end the inning, but the Tigers got a little bit closer on the RBI hit by Sizemore. Sky, a little golden tones here tonight. 3-2 is our score. Toronto in the lead, and a beautiful sight here at the ballpark this evening. Tigers and the Jays hooked up in a good one, and the Tigers back to within one as we go to the 7th inning. New pitcher coming out of the Tigers bullpen, and that would be rookie Robbie Weinhardt.
And 7th game now that Weinhardt has been in, and the earned run average is elevated, but boy, he's made some nice pitches. He has come into tough situations and gotten ground balls to get whoever he has relieved out of some jams. It's a good two-seam fastball, good velocity, and a good breaking ball for Weinhardt.
And he fires a strike in there to Dwayne Wise, their leadoff man. Wise, Escobar, and then Bautista. 3-5-0 for Toronto, 2-8-0 for Detroit. Wise been on base twice, single, double, and he has scored both times. High strike, right at the letters. The 1-2. Chop to the right side. Cabrera waits on the hop. Weinhardt covers. 3-1 on the putout. Here comes Yunel Escobar. Escobar had an infield single in the 5th inning. Did not score. Strike one. Escobar has bounced out a couple of times. And he hits this one on the ground again. Second baseman Sizemore.
Let's take a look at Porcello's night. He did a pretty good job. He did walk a few in this game, but when he was throwing some quality pitches, he was getting some ground balls with well-located fastballs on the outer edges, along with very good breaking balls, and also climbing the ladder occasionally with a fastball and then fading the changeup down and away. Not a bad day for Porcello against a Blue Jays team that hits for lots of power.
Yeah, 3 runs. Not bad at all. Didn't strike anybody out in this one to go with his 4 walks, 5 hits in 6 innings. Bautista has a couple of RBIs tonight for the Jays.
Well, with the way the Tigers play here at Comerica Park, they have to feel pretty good about their chances of coming back and winning this game. I don't know why they wouldn't. They have been one of the better come-from-behind teams all season long. And as long as Cabrera gets another at-bat, and you can't walk him, anything can happen. His numbers 7th inning or later are simply off the charts.
Tigers at home this year, 34-15.
He'll get an at-bat 7th inning or later. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial. As a matter of fact, it's getting almost to the point where every time he comes to the plate, you don't want to miss it.
High fly ball, hit pretty well. Playable though. Bosch hauls it in. Weinhardt a 1-2-3 inning. Nicely done. Stretch time here at Comerica Park. 3-2 Toronto.
Jays had a really good night tonight. He only gave up 2 runs, and that's only because of Cabrera. But take a look at where all his pitches are. They're south of the knees. They're moving. They're off the center of the plate. And when you pitch like he pitched today and change speeds and your fastball doesn't reach 90, you have a chance of having a lot of success. And he pitched a whale of a game here today.
3-2 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And here is the line on Sean Markham. Only 1 walk, 2 runs.
They've got the makings of a really nice rotation with Romero seated there to his right.
Shot to the second baseman Hill, and Kelly is out, 1 gone.
And Brent Cecil, who will get the baseball here tomorrow afternoon. And then, of course, we showed you Markham. There's Jesse Litch as well. He'll pitch tomorrow. He's to the left there of Markham. They got the makings of a nice rotation, which is exactly what they're going to need if somehow, some way, they're going to overtake Boston and New York in the American League East. Do you think they need a power pitcher or 2 along the way to miss some bats? Because most of the guys are contact guys.
Yeah, I mean, well, it wouldn't hurt. I still say, though, they face an uphill battle. I mean, obviously, the Tampa Bay Rays have been able to do it in that division by, I guess, building within. And the one thing the Rays haven't done is missed on their #1 picks. I mean, a lot of their #1 picks have gotten to the big leagues, and they have contributed
to that.
But it's just awfully tough when you deal with the dollars that are thrown around by the Yankees and the Red Sox year after year after year.
Most free agents don't want to go to Canada because of the exchange and the dollars. So it's tough to get free agents to go there.
0-2 on Worth. Yeah, that's the other thing they face. Danny in the ballgame 0 for 2, pop up and a fly ball.
The one year that the Tampa Bay Rays went to the postseason a couple of years ago, they had that incredible home record. They did not lose at the Trop in St. Petersburg.
They have built a strong pitching rotation there. They have certainly an exciting team offensively.
Most of the guys in their starting rotation, all former #1 picks. Price and Neiman and Garza come to mind.
We'll see all 3 of those guys when we get to Tampa. Well, Dave Dombrowski learns tonight that he's going to be without Maglio Ordonez for the next 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured right ankle.
Dave's young son Landon kicking it up in the GM box today with Dad.
Pretty nice seat.
It's a real good seat.
Maybe the best seat in the house. The young Landon. 1-2 on Worth. Way inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frazier came on in the 6th inning. Got a fly ball by Gerald Laird to end the inning. That was after the RBI single by Sizemore. Cut the lead to just 1 for Toronto. Jackson, another multi-hit game waiting on deck. Fouled straight back. Two and 2 on Danny Worth. Well, the Tigers continue to rely on some young talent, and they're going to have to do it probably even more now with Ordonez out. Who knows how the Tigers will approach this, but Carlos Guillen also left with a right calf strain. Don't know the severity of that. Long ball to short. Routine play for Escobar. 2 gone. Well, if you're wondering what's going on down on the farm, Jeff Frazier probably having the biggest year. These are in his last 7 games, he's hit 4 home runs. He has 20 for the year. Jeff Glarish in July doing very well. And Ryan Striebe's a name we keep hearing over and over. He's had some wrist injuries that he's had to deal with.
I don't know exactly what Frazier's situation is, but I do know that Striebe's on the 40-man roster, and Jeff Glarish is not on the 40-man roster. So if they called up Glarish, they would have to make a roster move.
That always comes into the thinking.
It's too bad that Wilkin Ramirez down in Double-A is not playing any better than he is right now.
Well, I think they bumped him up to AAA.
Because he's a very skilled player. I mean, very skilled player, but he's just not performing all that well.
213.
That's a shame. He has tremendous skills, but that doesn't necessarily make you a good baseball player. But if he ever figures it out, he could be a really good big league player.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Austin Jackson having a big night, his third hit.
Jackson has reached base safely in 20 of his last 22 games. Will somebody tell him it's not supposed to be this easy?
No, please don't tell him. Just let him keep going. Well, we talked about this in the pregame show. We've talked about this tonight, but he's on pace for 187 hits and 54 multi-hit games.
That's a lot of knocks. That's a lot of knocks. If the season was to end today, he and Brendan Bosch would be in the conversation of the top 3 for Rookie of the Year. And for me, they were the top 2, but you can't deny what that youngster Feliz is doing in Texas. Their closer.
109 hits on the season for Mr. Jackson. He's the tying run. Ryan Rayburn, the batter. Shot to right field and caught by Bautista. So the Tigers get a hit. Strand man. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phones with MLB.com at BAT 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcast. Visit Tigers.com today for more details.
First pitch roll toward third base. Kelly backs up on the hop and throws high. And over the glove and off the glove of Miguel Cabrera, and reaching safely, Vernon Wells.
Good hustle by Vernon Wells. Good play by Kelly, backing up to get the proper hop that he needed to get for it to be the easiest play for him, but he just does not get on top of this ball, and therefore airmails Cabrera, and Cabrera stands at 6'5". But look at the hustle by Vernon.
Jim Leland comes marching out. E5 on that play as Weinhardt gets yet another ground ball. And now they're going to make the change. Adam Lynn due up. Brad Thomas comes trotting in. Pitching change. We step aside in a 3-2 game. Baseball presented by Bell Tire. It's going to be Brett Cecil and Armando Galarraga. We are not able to televise tomorrow's 6:05 makeup game because of Major League Baseball's national network exclusivity window, which does not permit local television games to begin after 5:05 Eastern. So unfortunately, we will not have game 2, but we will have game 1. And there is your pitching matchup, Cecil and Galarraga. Well, Brad Thomas has come on now after the leadoff error. Wells aboard.
Thomas has done some nice work lately. He's 3-0 record and a 3.15 earned run average in his last 12 outings. So that earned run average continues to inch its way down with every positive outing Thomas has.
Adam Lind, the batter. Lind has been on base twice, walked in the 3rd, walked intentionally in the 5th.
And Vernon not a big base stealer. He's got 5 steals. He's been caught twice. And the Blue Jays aren't a running team.
It seems like the Tigers have been battling back all night long. They were down 1-0, then 2-0, then 2-1, then 3-1, now 3-2.
And if you weren't with us earlier, Magli Ordonez is going to be lost for 6 to 8 weeks with a fracture in the left ankle. Is that what they call it?
Fracture in the right ankle.
Right ankle. Fracture in the right ankle, excuse me.
Well, certainly bad news, that's for sure. Tigers also without Carlos Guillen with a calf strain. He was taken out of the game tonight. One ball, one strike on Adam Lind. Fouled straight back, 1-2.
A good breaking ball right here by Thomas will get him a strike 3, get him a strikeout, but it's got to be down and away from Lind. He's already sped his bat up with good fastballs up in the strike zone. Looks like it's coming.
Driven to right field on a line and caught. Bosch on the run makes the play.
Didn't quite get it far enough away. I like the idea of throwing the pitch there, but you got to make sure you get it out a little bit further, even though he did get the out.
One gone, and here is Aaron Hill. Hill is 0 for 3. Strike 1 to the outside corner. Well, Weinhardt did another great job tonight. Pitched a 1-2-3 7th and got a ground ball here in the 8th that was thrown away. Otherwise, that would have been an out. And giving way to Thomas. Brad has been with the ball club since the start of the year. Last 2 years pitching in the Korean Baseball League. Broke into the big leagues with Minnesota. And they got him picked off. Cabrera's throw, the tag. Got it.
Jim Leland, he sniffed that one out. Even though Vernon with 5 steals been caught twice, you wouldn't think he was running, but he was going on first movement. And a nice job by Cabrera coming to get that baseball and then giving Danny Worth a really nice feed, which allows him just to apply the tag to Vernon Wells.
1-3-6 on that put out, 2 away. And Hill takes high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1. Porcello started this game, went 6. Gave up 3 runs. Driven in the air toward left center. Austin Jackson is there to retire the side, so nothing doing for the Blue Jays. Miguel Cabrera has 2 hits tonight. He's due second when we get to the bottom of the 8th. Bank, strength and stability since 1849. Wallside Windows, for a free in-home estimate, call 1-800-521-7800. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Hey, what a night it is here at the ballpark. 80 degrees right now. The rain has stayed away, and the Tigers down by a run. Got to get the bats going here as we check out the Comerica game summary. Maglio Ordonez, if you didn't hear, is going to be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks with a broken right ankle. And also Carlos Guillen had to leave this game with a right calf strain. Jackson having another big game. 31st multi-hit game of the year. Scott Downs is on now to take over as Santiago leads it off. And he lines one to left, base hit. Leadoff single for Santiago. I was going to say if Santiago made it out, you let Cabrera bat, but they're going to have to now, I guess.
I don't know if I'd pitch to Cabrera even in this situation. He is responsible for 31% of the Tigers' total run output this year. Ryan Howard of the Philadelphia Phillies is second in all of baseball. He is accounted for 26% of his club's runs. That's an amazing statistic.
Stunning, really. 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored tonight for Cabrera. 0-1 from Downs.
Downs is their setup man. He's got 18 holds this year, so he's used to pitching in the 8th inning, but he's not accustomed to facing guys like this in the 8th inning. Right-handers are hitting him at a 242 clip. He does his best work against left-handed batters.
Cabrera is 1 for 6 against Downs' career. That one hit was a home run.
The big fella does most of his damage against the closers and the setup men and the #1 best pitchers in all of baseball. Really, no one bothers him.
Driven foul down the right field line. Now it's 1-2 on the go. 86 RBIs, leads the American League. He's hitting 15 straight at home.
He is such a good breaking ball hitter that if you're down, you somehow have to try to crowd him with fastballs, and he's done that the last couple of times, and Cabrera's been late on the breaking balls because he knows that Downs wants to get him out with something off speed.
Two and two. Bosch would be next. In the air, center field. Wells will have room. Runner tags, but heads back. Well, anytime he puts the ball in play, the crowd just erupts.
That was a very nice job by Vernon Wells in center field, too, getting behind that ball, getting it back in a hurry. Brendan Bosch hitting almost 450 against left-handed pitching this year, and that's why John Buck is out now, talking to Downs about how they're going to go after Brendan Bosch. I also told you that Downs is pretty good against left-handed batters himself. He holds lefties to a 189 batting average. So something's got to give here. Bruce Walton, their pitching coach, seated next to Cito Gaston, their manager.
Here is Bosch. Downs been around a long time. He is 34 years of age. First year in the big leagues was back in 2000.
His name continues to come up in trade talks as well. Everybody thinks the Toronto Blue Jays have a surplus of bullpen help that they're willing to deal for prospects. Ooh. And Brennan, good job to lay off this pitch. Not a good pitch to hit, even though it was called a strike. You can't do much with that pitch.
Santiago led off the inning with a single. Cabrera has just flied out to deep center.
Nice job of pitching by Downs. 4 straight fastballs to Cabrera. That last one he hit right off the label. Didn't quite get it on the sweet part of the bat.
That missed away, 2-1.
Brennan has looked good in this at-bat. The 3 pitches that he has taken, the balance looks good. It looks like he's not jumping. Now he's got himself in a pretty good hitter's count. And if he stays with that same approach with his lower half, his hands will be real quick on this next swing he takes. Oh my goodness, good pitch.
2-2.
Well-located fastball away from the arm side.
Ooh, he almost went, and it just missed, and now it's 3-2. Santiago taking a long look to see what they want him to do down there at first base. You've got Sizemore on deck.
I don't know if I would risk it. Jim gets paid to make these decisions, boy, but I think I'd just let him stay right there.
Runner holds, and it's ball 4. Bosch gets a walk.
Great at bat. Great at bat by Brennan. Let's take a look at the pitch by pitch, and none of the pitches that he got here from Downs he really could even swing at. This was called a strike, but it really wasn't a strike. And then the 2-1 fastball on the outer edges was a real good pitch for down. So everything off the outer edges or way inside to Bosch, and he gets himself a walk, and he didn't even take the bat off his shoulders. You could tell after he took the first couple of pitches, he was seeing the ball well against downs. I wonder if it's just the comfort that he has against left-handers.
That just may be it. You know, so many of the lefties say they're able to concentrate more against left-handed pitchers. He's been awfully comfortable. That is for certain. Here's Sizemore, who knocked in a run in his last at bat. Tying run at second base. Swing and a miss.
If you're Bosch here, you have to get as much as overbait the first baseman will allow you to get. Therefore, on a ground ball, you can disrupt the timing of the second baseman or the shortstop, and they will not be able to turn it over. Brookins is your eyes right now. He will tell you how much you can get. You listen for Brookins, but meanwhile, get a good secondary lead and break up a double play.
Sizemore started the year as the second baseman for the Tigers, and then eventually was sent down. Yen took over at second. And with the injury to Brandon Inge, Scott is back up to the big leagues. Big spot here, late in a game. Broken bat, pop-up foul.
Here's that big knock that Sizemore had the last time he was up, which plated Cabrera. When they sent Sizemore down to the minor leagues after the start of the season, both Jim and Lloyd agreed that the game had gotten too fast for him. He was starting to struggle. And they felt like if they sent him down to the minor leagues, he could regroup. And he could help them at some point in time during the course of this season. But he was struggling mightily when he left.
The 1-2 is rolled foul. Well, they're still very high on Scott Sizemore, and of course, they felt that he was ready enough to be in the big leagues this year. At the start of the year, he had a really good offensive year last year in the minors.
I mean, it got to a point where he just started swinging at some bad pitches, and you kind of know when your younger players need to regroup and go down to the minor leagues. They did it with Porcello. They've made wise decisions in sending some of their young players down this year when they've struggled.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out, and that's a huge strikeout for Downs. 2 gone. We'll bring up Gerald Laird. The Santiago single here in the 8th inning is the first time tonight the Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on. Laird now with the tying run at second. Go ahead to run at first. Tigers tonight had 10 hits.
Well, we go all the way back to our pitching profile, the Bernstein advantage, that we gave you on Markham, who started for Toronto. And the second bullet point was he knows how to pitch. And he showed us today that he really knows how to pitch.
Markham now hoping the bullpen can hold on to this one.
But you look up and the Tigers got 10 hits.
That's what I'm saying. They've doubled up the hit totals, 10-5. Casey Jansen heating up. They need an 11th hit right here to be a big one to tie this game. Way inside. 1-0 on Laird.
Well, here's another situation where Downs is not going to let Laird beat him. He doesn't want to walk Laird to load the bases, but with a left-handed Kelly in the on-deck circle in Laird's career numbers against Toronto, Laird's going to have to hit a really good pitch to drive in this run.
Gerald tonight a single for 3. That base hit came back in the second. He did not score. Tigers trail by a run. We're in the 8th. Bouncing ball hit to the shortstop. Escobar inning over. The Tigers threaten but do not score. So we're headed to the 9th. back tonight as we go to the top of the ninth inning. 3-2 is our score with the Blue Jays on top. Here's the update for your McDonald's player of the game. To no one's surprise, Miguel Cabrera leading the voting right now with 47%. Then Bosch, then Porcello. You can still vote, and we'll have the final results on Tigers Live postgame with Mickey York. In the meantime, we've got another inning to play here. And here come the Blue Jays now in the top of the ninth inning. Lyle Overbay leads it off. Overbay, Buck, and Encarnacion 7, 8, and 9 in the Jays lineup. Brad Thomas back out there after getting 3 outs in the 8th. Overbay is 0 for 3.
Tigers have some activity in their bullpen. This could be the only hitter that Thomas sees.
There's a base hit out of the reach of Danny Worth. And Jim Leland now will hop out of the dugout. It's going to be it, it appears, for Thomas. Leadoff single by Overbay. Ryan Perry is going to check into this one now. So we'll be back in a 3-2 ball game.
Ground ball to third, and a base hit right through his legs.
Travel right through the legs of Manny Lee, the shortstop. Tigers will go on to win that game in the game of 162 with the great George Kell at the mic. And those two teams with a tremendous series at the end of the year that got the Tigers into the playoffs. Ryan Perry is the new pitcher now for Detroit. John Buck will be the first man he faces. They have a leadoff man on. And Buck takes strike 1.
That's a good pitch. A well-located breaking ball for the very first pitch of an at-bat to a guy that's having a really good year and feasting on fastballs. Ooh, wow. Some easy gas there by RP.
0-2 on John Buck.
Well, you might as well throw another one up there and see if you can entice Buck into swinging. Let's see what Laird wants. Does he want it up? Nope, he wants it in, I think. Ooh, he missed with his location. But big leaguers are human. You can throw a ball right down the middle on occasion, and they won't do anything with it. You watch guys take batting practice sometime, and they get 75-mile-per-hour fastballs right down the middle, and some guys just pop it straight up in the cage. It's not an easy thing to do to hit a baseball.
Swing and a miss, and Perry comes out of the pen with a big strikeout, one gone.
He made 3 really good pitches. First pitch, breaking ball, just a little get-me-over breaking ball. Then he threw him a fastball in the mid-90s. And then he finished him off with a nasty, and I mean nasty slider.
Encarnacion. Double, scored a run back in the 3rd. Make it 0-2 now on Encarnacion. Tigers, when we get to the bottom of the 9th, have Kelly, Worth, and Jackson scheduled. Tough night for Jim Leland. And learning that Maglio Ordonez is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured right ankle. Here's the 0-2. He held up, it appeared. 1-2 on Encarnacion. He has some power at 10 home runs this year. Popped him up. There's another big out. Sizemore to the grass, and there are 2 gone. That'll bring out Dwayne Wise. Wise been on base twice from their leadoff spot. Single, double, 2 runs scored. Missed it a little bit outside. 97 miles an hour as Perry reaches back. Tigers tonight have hit the Blue Jays 10-6, yet they trail by a run. Bouncing ball to the right side. Sizemore is there, inning over. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th in search of 1, maybe 2.
Nice exchange, nice footwork, And a very nice throw down to second base. Escobar on the receiving end of that throw.
So as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, the Tigers will have a pinch hitter for Don Kelly, and it's Johnny Damon. Damon came to the ballpark sick today, but he will pinch hit here. That's why he did not start. And Kevin Gregg is on to try and close this one out for Toronto. Here's the 0-1. Gregg a couple of years ago saved 32 for the Florida Marlins.
21 this year. Comes in with an 0-4 record. Opponents hitting .239 against him.
2 balls and 1 strike on Damon. Worth and then Jackson. Bouncing ball to second, and right there is Hill. Damon is out, 1 gone. Here's Danny Worth. Tigers have had at least 1 hit in every inning of this game. They need a base hit here to bring the winning run to the plate. Danny in the ball game is 0 for 3. Ball 1 from Gregg. Played with a few different teams. Cubs last year. Talk about the Marlins. Got to the big leagues with the Angels. Popped up, foul, and back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Danny Worth. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Jays, and the Tigers 2 runs, 10 hits as you check out the save leaders. Feliz and Soria each with 26. Gregg has 21. He's on that list. Now the 1-1. White Sox lost today, 10-2. Popped up again, and again back out of play. Two on Danny Worth. Blue Jays signed Kevin Gregg in February after spending last year with the Cubs over in the National League, saving 23 games.
There was a lot of closers on the open market this last offseason. Of course, the Tigers got Jose Valverde. They signed him late as well in January.
Now it's 3-2.
Papa Grande.
Three-two pitch is wasted back into the seats. Last pitch by Gregg, 94 miles an hour.
Well located pitch, and if you're Worth, a nice job just to get a nick of it, because you never know what Dan Sonia would have called a strike or not.
Another go down the right field line and foul. Gregg was an interesting story coming up in the Angels organization. He threw just under 1,000 minor league innings before he got a big league opportunity. Year after year after year, toiling in the minor leagues. And he's trying to take care of Danny Worth, the number 9 hitter. And it's hit high in the air in left field. Wise going back to the warning track to make the catch. Well, he gave the crowd a thrill, but he fell a little bit short. 2 gone. It's going to be up to Austin Jackson. Jackson, a 3-hit game, batting .313. Strike one with the breaking ball. Way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers got to within 3-2 in the 6th inning, but neither team has scored since. A tight ball game all night long. Most of the Tigers have 10 hits. They have stranded 8 in this game. And Jackson's 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Line drive, center field. Wells on the run, and the Blue Jays win. Jackson hit it hard. Vernon Wells tracks it down in the 9th inning. The Tigers go 1-2-3, and the Jays even up this 4-game series with a tight 3-2 win here tonight. We'll have more from Comerica Park when we return.